Man, Emo is not joke at all. His power is beyond imagination. Guys, do not miss this best chapter, which has full of action. Now let's move on to intro. One Piece Manga Chapter 1184. Title: The Void Sword. In this chapter, we are going to see one of the craziest battles in the final saga. Emo reveals more unbelievable powers, copies Luffy's Gum abilities, Joy Boy's death is finally confirmed, Luffy unlocks a giant genie-like form, Jinbei saves Loki, and the chapter ends with a shocking moment as Emo stabbed Luffy through the chest. The chapter begins with a fun color spread showing the Straw Hat Pirates wearing swimsuits. As expected, many fans immediately started talking about Nami's artwork online. Man, she is so hot! We see Luffy laughs while riding a massive sea turtle, while Zoro rests inside a bubble, annoyed by curious fish. Yusa panics at a small anglerfish, and Sanji swims nearby, offering Nami and Robin glowing sea flowers. Chopper dances with neon fish, while Robin peacefully reads a book with an octopus on her head. Frankie uses propeller arms to zoom around, Brook plays his violin on the seafloor, and Jinbei guides everyone safely through the ocean currents. After that lighthearted opening, the story quickly becomes serious. The first page shows Emo looking at Luffy while the face of Joy Boy appears in the background. Only the lower part of Joy Boy's face is visible, keeping his full appearance a mystery. Emo reveals that Joy Boy is already dead. This is a very important confirmation because for many years fans had different theories. Some believed Joy Boy had been sealed away or was still alive somewhere. This chapter finally confirms that Joy Boy really died during the Void Century. That also makes it clearer that Luffy is not literally Joy Boy himself, but instead carries Joy Boy's inherited will. What do you think about this confirmation? Comment your thoughts below. In the next scene, Luffy immediately attacks Emo without hesitation. However, Emo transforms one of his hands into a strange black flame-like shape. Luffy is surprised by this unexpected ability. Then something incredible happens. Emo copies Luffy's Gum powers. Since Emo fought Joy Boy hundreds of years ago, it makes sense that he already understands these abilities. His arm stretches forward just like Luffy's attacks, almost looking like an advanced version of Gear 4th. The attack creates a huge explosion and burns Luffy badly, thankfully. Because Luffy is still using Gear 5, he quickly recovers using his cartoon-like powers, just like during his battle against Kaido. He turns the damage into a funny moment before jumping back into the fight. Luffy throws another punch, but Emo suddenly disappears. It is unclear whether this is incredible speed or a teleportation ability. Emo instantly appears behind Luffy and attacks him. Luffy reacts by doing something similar and appears behind Emo, trying to surprise him, but Emo calmly blocks the attack with almost no effort. At this moment, it becomes obvious that the gap between them is enormous. Emo does not look worried at all. Every attack from Luffy is casually stopped. The battle continues as Emo launches several mysterious Black Omen attacks toward Luffy. Luffy runs around using his Gear 5 cartoon movements while making funny expressions. His eyes pop out as he avoids the attacks before using a powerful Dawn Gatling attack to destroy every Omen projectile. Even after all of that, Emo barely reacts. Then comes one of the biggest surprises of the chapter. Luffy transforms into a gigantic genie-like form. His body becomes unbelievably huge, much larger than before. Standing inside the forest, he towers over the trees themselves. He even appears close to the size of Loki, showing just how massive this new transformation really is. The exact name of this form is still unclear because the early translations are confusing, but it seems to be connected to a genie god or a similar title rather than the demon god wording seen in rough translations. Luffy reveals that he had been watching Emo's earlier battle against Loki. He says that Loki's sacrifice will not be meaningless, but then Loki suddenly shouts that he is actually still alive. Luffy immediately realizes his mistake and happily admits that Loki survived. This funny interaction happens right in front of Emo. Instead of reacting emotionally, Emo simply watches them silently without saying anything. Many readers found this scene unintentionally funny because Imu remains completely expressionless, while everyone else argues around him. Without wasting time, Imu prepares another deadly omen attack aimed directly at Loki. Loki is already badly injured and cannot defend himself. At that exact moment, Jinbei finally joins the battle. Using Fishman Karate, Jinbei blocks Emo's powerful attack and successfully protects Loki. This is one of Jinbei's biggest moments in recent chapters and reminds everyone why he is one of the strongest members of the Straw Hat crew. Luffy praises Jinbei for arriving at the perfect time. Even Loki jokingly calls Jinbei a show-off after seeing his impressive entrance. Ragnar also looks amazed by Jinbei's strength. The chapter then shifts to Brook and the others. Brook tries to understand who Imu really is. Since nobody outside the highest levels of the world government knows about Emo's existence, Brook assumes that Imu must simply be the leader of the Holy Knights. He has absolutely no idea that the person standing before them is actually the secret ruler of the entire world. Meanwhile, the frozen Princess Gunko slowly begins breaking free from Ragnar's ice. Interestingly, Imu actually seems worried about her condition. This is similar to previous moments, where Imu showed concern whenever valuable followers were injured. It almost feels like Imu views these powerful servants as important possessions, rather than true companions. Without wasting any moment, Luffy attacks once again using an enormous punch, called Gum Gum Opening Bullet. However, Imu calmly stops the massive fist using only one hand. Then Imu places the same mysterious mark that was previously used against Loki onto Luffy's giant beard. Imu reminds Luffy that he witnessed what happened to Loki, strongly suggesting that the same deadly fate is now waiting for him. Fortunately, Luffy transforms back into his normal Gear 5 form. Because the giant beard disappears during the transformation, the mark disappears with it, allowing Luffy to barely escape death. However, the Black Flames continue chasing him across the battlefield. Luffy realizes these flames are extremely dangerous and desperately runs away from them. Then Imu reveals another shocking ability. Imu spins the strange staff and transforms it into a completely different weapon. Instead of simply changing its shape with flames, the weapon physically becomes a brand new sword. Its name is revealed as the Void Sword as soon as the sword appears. The surrounding forest begins withering away, trees lose their life, the land changes, and everything around Imu starts dying. This suggests that the sword itself carries some terrifying power connected to the void. This may become one of the strongest weapons introduced in the entire series. What do you think the Void Sword's true ability is? Comment your thoughts below. The final pages become even more intense. Luffy keeps moving through the sky while trying to avoid Imu. Then, in an instant, Imu completely disappears. Before Luffy can react, Imu suddenly appears beside him. Using the Void Sword, Imu stabs Luffy straight through the chest. The attack completely shocks everyone. Imu coldly tells Luffy that he is clearly not Joy Boy because if he truly were Joy Boy, he would never be this weak. The chapter ends with Luffy pierced through the chest, leaving fans wondering how he will survive this impossible situation. This chapter clearly shows just how terrifying Imu really is. Even while holding back many of his powers, Imu completely dominates Gear 5 Luffy. Imu still has not revealed a full transformation, has barely used the mysterious magic book shown earlier, and now possesses the terrifying Void Sword. Despite all of that, Luffy is already defeated in what feels like one of the easiest victories for Imu so far. It raises a huge question. If Gear 5 Luffy cannot defeat Imu alone, who will stand against the king of the world? Will Shanks finally arrive? Will Dragon enter the battlefield? Or will Joy Boy's true legacy awaken inside Luffy? Only the next chapters will answer these questions. If you enjoyed this chapter review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future One Piece spoilers, chapter reviews, and full manga breakdowns. And finally, comment your thoughts below. What was your favorite moment from chapter 1184? And what do you think will happen next? So see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.